Ready?
Good morning, good afternoon, happy day. You're listening to El Happy Breath Hour. Our intention is for you to learn, practice how you can relax, take charge of your breath and shift your success and happiness in life, love, business, sports, and beyond. I'm your host, Roberto Suarez, better known as El Happy Coach. And to get started, let's take like 2 or 3 deep sigh or release, which is we inhale through the nose for 2 or 3 seconds and then we let it go through the mouth, and just to get present, right? So we can relax, let go, and be here now. So let's do like 2 or 3, depends.
Let's do it.
This mostly for the people who are listening. And here we go. Inhale through the nose, then let it go. Couple more times. Inhale, let go. Inhale. Just close your eyes. That's just a quick, we call that sometimes the coming home breath, just to get you totally present. And, and just enjoy it when you do it before any meetings or like right now, we just did it for the podcast. So our topic today is quiet the monkey mind and flow with ArkFi and Florida Realtor.
I
Florida
love it.
Realtor. Who is that? That's Shannon Wade Henley. His blinding expertise in real estate and business with knowledge of crypto and decentralized finance, Shannon's energetic approach ensures rewarding home buying and selling experiences along the Emerald Coast. He's a native Floridian and he champions client satisfaction with exceptional attention to detail. So welcome, Shannon. How are
Thank
you?
you. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Great to be here, Coach. It's an honor to be with you here. Spending time with you and talking with you. Obviously we chat on Mondays during the ARC session, which thoroughly enjoy. So it's just good to kind of speak off the cuff with you as well. So definitely.
Yeah, that's the best way, coming from nothing.
I love it. That's exactly right. It's much more appreciated, coming from nothing and gaining and getting and just enjoying life. And that's kind of, what my focus is and my vision on life now is just enjoying each day and each moment and living it the best way you possibly can, you know.
I get that from you. You got this like incredible energy. Like when you speak in our ArcFi meetings and all that, it's very positive, and it's just like, okay, I want to be around that guy. I want to be with him selling real estate. Like,
You know, it's when you get it, you get it, and it's just pure passion and just pure enjoying what you do and just being genuine and just loving people and loving what you do and being around. And I found my family in real estate. Every person I meet, whether I'm helping a buyer find their dream home or seller, helping them get the most money for their home so they can make that, you know, um, close that chapter of the life into the new chapter with a new home, or my family with ArkFi. I mean, which is just
mhm.
something very new to me, a new experience, and I'm just loving it. I'm enjoying it. It's just I feel it, and I think that that's where the energy and it comes from when you actually feel something and you get it and you just can see the vision, you connect with it. There's just no other way to be excited about it. That's
Uh,
just how I feel whenever I talk and do so.
Absolutely. And can how long have you been in real? Can you tell us a little bit about your story? Like, were you always in real estate, right? Have you done any meditation, any breath work? Maybe it was a transformational story. Can you tell just a little bit of your background, and
Yeah,
so
so
people can
I
understand?
so I am a native to Florida. I've lived here pretty much my entire life. Moved away to Atlanta, Georgia for a short, brief time. I believe that my faith is with God, and I feel like I
Mhm.
was led to Georgia. I moved up there for a short time, and I met my beautiful wife, which, I think, you feel like when you see that person in life that
Hmm.
whether it be, just a stranger or whatever, you feel a connection. And, I saw this, I was working at a store, and I saw this beautiful redhead, come in, and I hear her mother and her sister-in-law say Shannon. And I said, well, that's my name. And so, it felt good. I mean, she's beautiful, she's unique, red hair, and they got the same name as me. I'm like, how, this is meant to be. So we talked and we met, and we've been married, my wife and I, for 26 years now.
Wow,
And we,
congratulations.
yeah, well, I appreciate it. So we moved back to Florida, and kind of did a lot of ins and odds and end things, and got in with UPS, worked for UPS for a long time, got into management, but it just really, I didn't have that passion. I mean, I enjoyed what I did. I mean, I took pride in what I did for our center, but I really couldn't couldn't be me. It was all unionized. It was all about the bottom dollar, and all
Hmm.
that type stuff. So I took advantage of their college program, and they paid for a whole 4-year college degree. UPS did, so that was fantastic. And then so I, got into some other different type things, got into marketing. I had a marketing company for a while in the area, did mobile advertising, which is very unique. I had a mobile truck that I drove around with automized scrolling signs that lit up, and did that
Oh
for
my
years.
God.
And
I was in that business.
were you really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was pre-cellular and cellular business, and I ran, different companies and startup companies, so I understand. That's great.
Yeah. Red Hot Mobile Marketing was the name of it. And it was very enlightening. It was just driving around. My kids were younger, they loved it, get in the truck, and we did the parades and stuff, so it was great. I ended up selling the business, and really kind of figure out where I wanted to do, and things, and took the money, invested into real estate. Didn't have my license yet, but invested in real estate. Had some rental property. This was all prior to 2008, which was the big,
Hmm.
boom, and then
Hmm.
the big collision of real
Hmm.
estate, and kind of got caught in that trap, and then kind of entered out of that. Kind of like, wow, what do I want to do now? And just kind of piddle around a little bit with some things. And I found I found a guy who was had a brokerage, and just our paths met. And he said, look, man, you need to, you ever thought about selling real estate? And I'm like, well, let me tell you, me and real estate, it was good to me, but it was also very bad to me. The timing wasn't right. But he said,
Yeah.
well, timing now is right. And he said he felt it. Very, very religious man. And I said, okay. So prayed about it, and he helped me get my license. And this it's been almost 10 years now since I've been licensed in real estate and in the area here, and it's just been to the moon since then. It's just been a blessing. Just the people that I've
Wow.
met, and I'm gonna tell you what I do um,
Hmm.
daily. I
Hmm.
it's just it's a good feeling to really help and be a service to people in important times of their life. And I think when people buy homes, and or sell homes, it's a, first of all, it's probably one of the biggest transactions, money wise, that they ever do in their life. So to be a part of that is just a huge deal. But I like to go on and go on back, and Zillow is a partner affiliate that I do. Zillow, and they do have reviews and everything. I like to just go back and read the reviews, and it helps me kind of bring back memories of that particular transaction, because it's hundreds and hundreds of transactions I've done over the years. And it's just good to go back and remember these people, and just kind of just be in that moment. It just kind of puts you in a kind of like breathing, breathing
Hmm.
like how you do. It just puts you in a moment. For me, going back and in precious moments of my life, and just kind of reliving that, is just really a good feeling to do. So that's something I like to do frequently. Go back and just kind of read the reviews, and just not that it not for the just for the remembrance of it, of that
Yeah.
individual. But that's kind of what happened to me in real estate. And about 3 years ago, Coach, I met this remarkable man from Korea. He was down here looking for real estate and looking for stuff. He had bought real estate years back in an area called Navarre, Florida. It's kind of where I reside now. And he had bought very high point of the market, which it was kind of the low point of the market at the time. So he was he was in it pretty heavy in the market. So he's like, what can we do with this property? What can you do to help me recoup some of my money? And at that point in time, I had a relationship with a builder, and so we ended up developing, this area of land that he had, and we were able to put 4 homes on there. And it really just kind of was, when I laid out the path that we were going to take for this property and everything, kind of blew his mind that this is possible because he was in a loss, but he will be in a plus if it all works out. And it worked out. And he really wasn't into crypto or anything, but he was introduced when he was in Korea to a DeFi project called Coke, K-O-K. And this was about almost close to 4 years ago when he got in. And so, but when he introduced it to me, it was about 3.5 years ago. And I didn't know anything really about it at all. I mean, I heard stuff, I heard about Bitcoin, but I did some options and call trading with just regular traditional stocks and stuff like that, but nothing heavy or anything into crypto. So he shared with me a little bit about the Coke, and I was like, okay, yeah, good. I mean, my focus is on real estate. But he went ahead and said, look, I'm going to create an account for you. He put $100 in this DeFi project for me and set it up, and I didn't pay attention to it. Don't even know how to log into it. Didn't even log into it or anything.
Oh my God.
And his name's John. John had called me about 3 months later and said, Shannon, have you looked at your Coke account lately? And I said, John, I said, what are you talking about, bud? He said, the deal. I said, no, I said, I haven't, John. He said, well, he helped me log back into it. And that $100 had turned to almost $500 just in the 3 months on that end. He said,
Right.
look, you really need to pay attention and get in this. This is going places. It's a new type of investment. Just you get, so we met. He came back down. We met, and I said, wow. So I put more money into it. Talked to some buddies. They put money into it, and that, my friend, was my start into cryptocurrency and DeFi.
Oh my
And
God.
it's just been very fortunate that I haven't really had to put none of my money into crypto or to DeFi. Everything that I put in was made from Coke on that end. So it's really
And you didn't even
been
put your money there.
yeah, it's been a blessing. I started, I put in a little bit more into Coke, but it turned into this and this and this and this and evolved. And I wanted to dig into this. I wanted to find out, what is this animal? What kind of, what is DeFi? What is the blockchain? What is all this stuff? And that's really where I started digging in, YouTube videos and, just reading Medium articles and really trying to figure out, how could I learn more, because this is just mind boggling, the amount of money that's there to be taken. And that's where I came across Brandon, the drip guide at that point in time. I found a YouTube about drip, and that's, I joined drip and got in at the right time. And, it just, that was fantastic and just kind of evolved from there and kind of, intermingling with these different communities and online, and just it was just kind of a partnership that I had with everything, and it just really felt good. It was just connecting and learning and sharing it with people, and that's kind of how my journey, kind of unfolded.
Wow. Great
Yeah,
story. What I love that is what I hear is how you're like like you're connected. You're connected to your source, to God, to whatever it is, and it's like flowing, like and you're open to follow that flow,
yeah, like
you
water,
know?
like water.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of resisting when somebody offers you an opportunity, like I've done a lot of that, right? And I missed opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
I was offered one time by Atlas, like a few years ago. He referred me a professional basketball player to coach, which I did. But he asked me, he goes, "Do you want to get paid in cash or in Bitcoin?" when Bitcoin was like about 8 or 10,000 or something, maybe even less. And I go, what the hell is that? You know? And I go, no, 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 no. I want cash,
Yeah,
right? Instead of being open and say, okay, give me 4,000 cash, 1,000 Bitcoin, you know?
right. Instead of getting a mixture, well, give me a little bit of this and get a little of that. Just that
Yeah,
way you
something,
kind of,
right. You know, like diversify, you know,
right.
and
That's right.
and try it out. But that wasn't my mindset. Luckily, he came back 5 years later and said, "Hey, Roberto, I got this game going." Da, 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 da. And I said, "Absolutely, you know, I'm in."
That's it.
and
Yeah. It's great. I mean, I've been in now almost 3 years, kind of learning and all about the DeFi and crypto. And I tell you, up until about September of last year is when I came across Ark. And I tell you, November in that time frame, it launched in December. I said, what is this? I was involved in a Telegram group that turned me on to it. They said, hey, look, this is what we're doing. I said, okay. So, because they've been into projects, and so far the projects that they had been going with was very profitable. So I said, heck, what the heck? Let's jump in. Let's do it. So that's when I got in and started talking, and I just really started listening, and these guys started resonate with me, Atlas, and I just started getting what they were saying, and what they're saying made sense, and I love their energy and their dedication to this project. And when someone really, just like the other day, I was talking to Atlas, and I said, man, I said, you come on every day, and and introduce, and thank everybody for being here. And I said, look, I just want to thank you, man. I said, this is, you're here. I mean, you're dedicating, I would say, at least 20 hours of your life every day to this project. And
Mhm.
and that's just not just, it benefits me, it benefits thousands and hundreds of thousands to come. And it's just pure genuine, what he puts into this project, and everyone. I mean, Brett, I mean, everybody.
Yeah,
It's incredible to find a project in a community that is just from the ground all the way to the floor, is just genuine and just moving in the right direction. It just as soon as you, just like when we log on at 3 o'clock every day, I mean, it just
yeah.
feels good. It's like you're coming home to a reunion. And I've been out of pocket for almost 2 weeks now. We have a lake house that we like to enjoy, and I've got some family members that has one. So I've been enjoying their time and going up and doing some work. So kind of been out of pocket, but I logged in last night for the first time for the whole session, and I just felt like I was home. I felt like I was just
Yeah.
back in the community, and so I wasn't away from Ark. I mean, I still get up every morning and go in and do all of my stuff, and and make my money, and do my transactions, and then start my day. So
So so how do you still play the real estate game, and you got ARK like an investment portfolio where you're making, passive income? Like if you're talking to somebody that right now it's in a real estate business, right?
mhm.
How would that benefit them to be able to take a look at ARK, right? And in their business, and they might be a little bit struggling, or they're not selling enough, or right, and they
Mhm.
need some extra income. You know, what would you say to them, like, to bring them into the ARK world,
You
or
know, I would always, I feel like it's when you're trying to provide a service or speaking with somebody, I always try to speak from experience, because that's
Mhm.
what really shines, and that's what really resonates with somebody. When you try to, you know, give information about something that you've never done
Right.
before, then you're selling something. And I never,
Yeah.
even though I'm in sales, but I'm not a salesman. I'm just a service provider. I share information, and I pride myself on learning as much as I can, educating myself to be able to answer the hard questions, to be able to take folks on that journey with confidence, because that's what people are relying on. They're relying on my confidence, my knowledge, my education of to share with them and to guide them through the process of buying and selling on that end. So that's so with crypto and DeFi with Ark. I'm on that same path. I pride myself. I mean, I contact Mr. Green, the developer. I try to
Hmm.
I pick his brain. I try to talk to Brett as much as I possibly can. And
Yeah.
I go on. I've took different boot camps on writing code with Solidity and Python, and learning about smart contracts. What's liquidity pools. What is all of these things? How do they work, and how are they connected? And what can you do to utilize those to make passive income? So that's kind of what I've kind of pride myself to do, and that's what I would share, and that's what I do share with my colleagues in real estate. That real estate is great. Real estate's like everything else. It goes up, it goes down. And like right now, unfortunately, we're in a stagnant kind of a down market because of the uncertainty with the economy, and especially with the rising interest rates and the high
Hmm.
inflation. It's really kind of a bad situation with real estate right now. A lot of people normally, when you get high inflation, they invest in real estate to hedge their bet. But
Hmm.
with interest rates so high, and it's just tough to really get into to real estate and on that end. So now is an opportunity. Now is a perfect time to really reach out to folks and share Ark and just share DeFi and what type of passive income, what you can do with that vehicle to make passive income for days, for months, for years to come. And that's what I'm wanting to do and liking to do. But there's a delicate way to do it, because majority of the people really don't know about DeFi, or what
Hmm.
certainly don't know what ARK is, or any type of this passive income. So you really have to be delicate about it in the way you present it. And the best way I can is how most people is just visualize and just show. And that's why now is the perfect time, and now is when Ark is certainly going to be on the tip of my tongue with people, because they're rolling out the PWA, the mobile app.
Hmm.
They're fixing to do the on ramp. All of these different things are going to be needed from people who really don't know how or what DeFi is or how to get
Yeah.
in. So the easiest way you can simplify that to better. So once the on ramp comes in, by the end of this month, Coach, I'm going to be on fire, because I'll be, presenting, talking to folks. Because right now, I can share it with them, and I have been sharing it with them, but I really
Yeah.
haven't took them from A to Z yet, because the Z part's not there yet. The complete simplified onboarding of, is
Oh,
not there
yeah.
yet. So that's where,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because you know
Uh,
where I'm coming with that. So when I can sit here and take somebody who don't know what DeFi is, from understanding it to logging in to creating a vault account, to getting some foundation so they could certainly qualify for the Spark Awards,
right.
and look and explain how the NFT system works, where this is a vision here. This is
Yeah.
investing into Ark and all this, external resources coming in, where they can get it and see it, and make a decision and get in right then. Because usually when you get people excited, and they want it. Well, so right now I'm trying to get you an Ark. I got you excited. I'm showing you I'm making all this money, and this is exciting. It's great stuff. And how do I get in? Well, you can't get in right now, because you gotta go through Coinbase. It's gonna take a day or two. It's gonna take. They're like, well, what happened? You got me all excited now. You now have to wait. So that's kind of what I'm ready, getting ready to do, to unleash, the ArkFi in my area, once I'm able to take somebody from A to Z, because I don't want to get them revved up and get them ready to go, and then all of a sudden we gotta put the brakes. Oh, we gotta put the brakes. We're not there yet. So, and just like Atlas and Brett, they're always proactive. They get optimistic about things. They see that where Binance is having some issues, they want to
Yeah.
move Polygon, because they don't want any negativity. They want to make sure that we're top notch, And that's how I want to present ARK to my folks that don't know, that don't have a MetaMask wallet, or don't have a leg, don't have a wallet to hold crypto
Yeah.
in. I want to be able to roll it out to them where it's A to Z, and we're so close. I mean, I'm looking at some of the stuff that the teams put together, on the back end, and it's just incredible. I and you mentioned Tom Ferry earlier, and Mike Ferry, and their presentation's just top notch. Well,
Oh yeah.
and they got millions and millions of dollars to put into marketing and all. Well, I put up the ArkFi landing page. I put up the ArkFi marketing up against any top notch. I mean, this is first class stuff. I mean, it's just top notch, and I'm so excited to really roll out the full version of ARK to folks for sure.
Absolutely. That was a lot of alpha right there.
It's just it's great, it really is. Good stuff.
I get the whole thing with the onboarding, like I have like a few people that are getting in and they're going through the whole process now, luckily they're staying with it, but
Right.
I can't wait until you can just boop, like a debit card, go in and
That's right. Yeah,
definitely,
it's going to be
you
I say it all the time. I mean, they're pioneers, in this space, in the DeFi space. They're breaking down barriers. They're putting stuff out there that's not seen, or that's not been in this space before, and I mean,
Mhm.
it's just amazing, and I'm just very grateful to be, you know, you know, part of that team moving forward, to be,
Absolutely.
rubbing, heads and shoulders with such brilliant minds, and and they're just first class all the way around. Everything that they do, the people that they bring into our space, like you, I mean, golly, I mean, your caliber of coaching, when who you all you've coached and you've talked with, is just it's just celebrity status. So it's just, to be here talking to you is an honor and good. So
Thank you. Thank you. Uh, you know, I, the three words that I created for this year for myself, for 2023 was clear, simple, and fun. You know,
clear, simple, and fun.
and if it's not that, I don't play. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I get. And when at the moment that I created those three words, and I said, I'm giving up on chasing money and chasing, whatever I need. The next day, Atlas called me at the end of December, right? And it's been a wonderful
It's amazing.
experience, right? It's getting me, I don't know, be able to speak, have podcasts with, like people like yourself who are very successful, very connected, uh, that can help a lot of people. And I really love how this is about everybody winning,
Yeah, that's
you
the good
know?
thing. That's the good part. Just being, and I tell you, Coach, I've been involved in probably a dozen other projects prior to ARK, and not all of them were winners. And especially the ones that you get in late in the game,
Yeah,
and it really is very sad. I'm very I'm an advocate about not spending money that more money than you're willing to lose,
yeah,
in crypto, because everything is a risk. I mean, you're getting a risk every time you leave your home, or everything's a risk. But certainly with investments and money, I mean, you certainly never want to invest more than you're willing to lose, for sure. You don't want to put the money
yeah.
that you need to pay your bills, your mortgage, or your family in, by any means, on that end. So but unfortunately, a lot of people do, because everybody's after that shiny penny, they're just dangling there. They're hearing, these promoters, people getting in there and saying, I'm just, put in $100, and now, I made 10 grand, in 1 minute, which it's possible. I've seen it,
Mm.
happen, but it doesn't happen every day. And most of the time it doesn't happen, and people end up losing. And what the ARC team has put together is just unbelievable, for winning. I mean, it just sets you up for success. Not only does it, it just pays you every day. And that's one of the things that when I talked about pioneering to bring into the space, everybody was all about compounding, get to the top. Who wants to get to the top fastest? And then we'll take our money out along the way. Well, that's just not smart. It really isn't smart at all when you look at the whole view and then what these guys have put together where they're forcing you, hey, you're going to pay yourself. You're going to make money in ARK. I mean, in 94 days, that's what it takes in ARK, 94 days to ROI on that end. And that's just an incredible feeling. And along the way, just to be able to take that money out every day and do what you want with it is just a good feeling. Pay a bill, put it in, putting in back into ARK or just, hold another crypto
or
something.
creating a fund for your kids
There
or
you go.
somebody.
I've done that, and that's one thing that I've done with my. I've got two girls.
Uh-huh.
One is 20. Golly, she's 26. But will be 26 this year, and the other is 22. Whew. Um,
Ooh.
you'll have to edit that part out, Coach, on that on that. But lovely girls. I mean, my both of my girls are educated. Both went to college, both following their dreams. My oldest daughter is a school teacher, and my youngest daughter, she's getting married next year, and
Oh,
she's
great.
graduated from marketing and does communications and interior designs. So that's kind of
Wow.
what she does. In a very, very upscale part of Florida called Santa Rosa Beach, Miramar Beach area. She's dealing with these folks that come down and spend millions of dollars and pay cash for homes and just want to totally just renovate a house. Their budget's $500,000 to do one bedroom. It's just insane the amount of money and the stuff that she deals with and all. So very, very proud of both of my girls. That they're following their dreams, and I have got them involved in my world with DeFi and with crypto, and they both have accounts, and they both see how things are growing, and they have their cards that they can spend and use. So it's just fun for them to
Oh my
they
God.
haven't really fully engaged, incorporated it yet,
Yeah.
but they're seeing the benefit of it, and they're seeing their dad enjoy it, and seeing how it's impacted my life and things. So
That's awesome. They got the family going. And
yeah.
let me ask you this question. If you step out 10 years, right?
Hmm.
We're in 2023, in 2033, and you're looking back, what do you think what's created? What's happening? I know
I
that's a
would
tough
say
question.
I would say that successfully combining my real estate expertise and blockchain technology, kind
Mm,
of to create a decentralized property and investment platform to where really fully engaged real estate and DeFi, because those are really my passions right now. I mean,
mm,
family's number one. Well, God's number one in family, and then my passion for real estate and DeFi. So if I can really connect those two together, and that's what I plan on doing. In fact, there are platforms now that are connecting, crypto and blockchain technology intermingled with real estate now
oh
already.
yeah.
So to really fully engage that and to present that would just be ideal for me because then my two passions in life are together and connected. So that would definitely be something that I'm looking forward to and trying to connect and kind of harness that, and put that in place for sure. And just being an advocate, for 10 years from now, I see myself being an advocate for this type of technology to embrace it,
Mm.
and to help educate and just share it with others, So that's kind of where I kind of see myself, in the 10 years still in this space, but a lot more educated. And, um, it's kind of what I
Uh,
see.
Yeah, a lot of happier people too, right?
Oh my
Like,
gosh. Yeah,
like
definitely. And
people
breathing,
being
coach, and breathing. I would like to be able to do the hundred without, standing up or driving, to be able to have my body so connected and to where and so controlled where I can be anywhere and tackle any type of breath exercise and be cognitive of what's going on around me and stuff as well. So that's that would be good.
Yeah, just like anything else that you do, like you talked about that you really get engaged in learning, and experiencing what you're offering, to people. The
Right,
breath is the same way. It's like engaging, learning, practicing, and the more you can practice, the more your body, your mind, where you store all the trauma that you ever had, all the limiting beliefs, start shifting. So then your body or breathe the right way at any time. But the key is to get conscious about it,
right,
and it's all practice,
right.
and there's millions of breath. Eventually you create your own breath and you do it as many times or that you need, you know, to get present.
That's really it
Uh,
though, isn't it? Practice. I mean, just, really committing to something with yourself, making a commitment to yourself and because I mean, I think everyone needs a purpose in life. You have to have a purpose. You don't have a purpose, you're just
yeah,
getting up and just wandering around and just doing whatever. So in order to have a purpose, there's things you have to do in order to adhere to that purpose, and that's
yeah,
getting up every day, and whether it's working out, or whether it's meditating, breathing, and
yeah,
doing these things, because that's what's going to make your purpose real, by
yeah,
doing these certain things. So it's very important to. And when you had said, practice, it's just, it really, it does. It's with anything. You just have to continuously commit yourself and have control and just kind of demand doing these things. And then after time, it just comes natural and your body's used to it. And, so
yeah.
I was involved in
And
martial arts for a long time and
oh, okay.
I missed that. I had a bad knee injury and I really I miss not being able to do some of the things that I used to could do. But that was a very good time in life because the coach, well, the coach, the sensei that where I was at, he was really into the mind and body and spirit and meditating and doing a lot of
Mhm,
things, and which he shared that with us. And that was probably one of the most connected times in I think in my life that I was. I mean, you really just
mhm.
like in depth, kind of like, you know, in mind in depth. It was very, very a surreal feeling. And I'd like to get back to that point in time in my life and on that end. So
Well,
just some
that,
goals, to do.
yeah, no, just keep practicing the breath that we do, and you just, give it like a pattern. But, with the martial artists, they are master of the breath. They're connected. They know how to move the energy because that's the idea. It's not about just learning how to breathe, but eventually to be able to feel the energy where the energy and the breath unite, and that's where the power comes in.
Yeah.
But to do that, we have to do the title. Our topic today is you have to be able to quiet your mind, because if you're in your mind, you're either in the past or in the future and you're not present.
Like that.
So the breath,
Might have to write
if you
that
can
down.
connect to the breath, you can't be in your mind and connect to the breath.
I like that.
So the moment you connect to the breath and feel it and you can be with it, you're actually quieting your mind. And over time, this mind, you control your mind, like when you need to use it. Not like right now, most of us are controlled by our mind instead of our hearts.
Hold on. Okay. I thought my neighbors were letting their dogs out. I thought I might have to relocate.
so so that's kind of like my tip for the day today.
I
It's
love it. I wrote that down, quiet the mind. And you're exactly right. If you're not in the present, then you're either, you're not in the moment. You're either in the future or you're in the past. And instead of being the moment, I get that. And I wrote that down because it makes so much sense. Um,
yeah, yeah. You're like, and a lot of times in the mind, we're judging, we're analyzing, right? We're trying to be right, wrong, like so you have to quiet that down to be with somebody.
right,
So when you were talking about presenting the arc and how do you do that, right?
right.
You have to be with the person that you're speaking to and knowing where they're coming from so you can support them in a way that they can get it. because
Yeah.
you have to go to people's level of consciousness. Like I couldn't have this conversation with you, and there could be somebody else. I couldn't have the same conversation because they're not there,
Yeah.
to to be able to listen from a
Yeah.
space where there's no judgment.
Right. Yeah. I see that a lot whenever, because I never know who, I mean, I'm talking on the phone with a potential buyer or seller.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that person, other than just
Hmm.
talking with them. And then when I go to meet them, you just never know who you're going to meet or what their, what their life's about, what their situation is. So, you have to be open-minded and ready to adapt to every
Hmm.
situation because you really
Hmm.
don't know. I mean, there could be a happy time in their life that they're, they're getting married, they're buying their first home, or
Yeah.
it could be a sad part of their life. I mean, someone could have passed away, they could be divorcing, so you really don't know. So it's really to be able to get into that place where things are, because certainly you don't want to, if someone's going through some sad times, you don't want to be the energizer buddy, all over the place and stuff. It's just it's not it's not adapting on that end. So you really have to kind of go with it, with each moment, and
Yeah.
just kind of be like
Yeah.
water, like I was sharing water, just flow with whatever is there, and with confidence and with knowledge and education, and just kind of let that just flow out. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
So, if there's one tip that you will give somebody that is maybe having a difficult time these days because of the inflation, all the stuff that's going on in the world, uh, what would be your tip?
Well, I tell you, talking with you and hearing a lot of the success stories that people have through breathing. I certainly think that connecting with you and learning some breathing is crucial to really calming the mind and reducing the stress, because it doesn't matter if you're buying crypto, you're investing in ARK, you're buying and selling real estate. If your mind's not right, if you're not in the moment, if you're just stressed and anxious, it's not going to work out to the best, to
Mm,
the benefit for everyone. So to be able to have the skills, the technique, and the connection with your body to really, get you in that place sooner than later is a huge asset to be able to do that and with anything in life. And I think that that's something that I encourage everyone to do. Just be educate yourself on whatever you're wanting to do. If you're wanting to get into crypto, I mean, look at the YouTube videos. We have a ton of brilliant people that are putting out YouTube videos, Medium articles daily. That you could educate to learn from, certainly. And certainly attend on Mondays and get the breathing sessions through you, because that's you're not really going to be able to retain or connect with things if your mind's in the past, and if you're not in the present, like you had shared
yeah,
before. So that's really connecting and being there. So but education, feel good about yourself, and by feeling good, how you feel good is by educating and knowledge. I think builds confidence. And so
yeah.
he thinks that's just good stuff. And then also, essential elements to financial freedom DeFi.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's the new thing.
yeah.
Like you have, if you're young, even if you're like a senior, like some of us, right?
Let me tell you, I just turned 50 in February on that. So, and my wife's a couple years older than me. So when we like to go to Mississippi, where gambling's legal, they've got the casinos and stuff there. So we like to go there and unwind and have a good time. And they have this one area where it's seniors only, 50 and above, that could go in. Well, and we meet her family, and folks always go down there and stuff. And they're all, I'm the youngest out of everybody there. So I'm always like, okay, y'all go in, y'all do your thing. I'm gonna sit over here, and all the seniors are going in there. So we went a couple months ago, and my wife said, "No, come on, no, 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 no. You're a senior now. you're coming in here with us now and doing all this type stuff. So went in. So, that's just a new living style, above 50 on that end. So I'm learning to live with that now for sure. So,
Oh,
which is just an age.
you're a youngster. Because you still can't in Florida. You still can't get a discount in the movies. I think you have to be 65.
This is, yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I certainly don't want to speed up the wheels of age just to be able to get that. I'd rather invest a little bit more into ArkFi
Absolutely.
my returns can be a lot better than getting that senior citizen discount for sure. 100%. So definitely.
Absolutely. That's what I tell people. Like I divide life into four quarters: 1 to 25, 26 to 50, 51 to 75, and then 76 to 100. And I
Right.
go, you have to go into the fourth quarter either tied or ahead. So by the end of the fourth quarter, you can go into overtime.
Right.
You,
I love it.
you know,
I
and
love it.
so
Yeah.
you can always shift your reality. And
Right.
what I tell people is you can shift your reality through the breath, right? And now you can shift your reality through the breath and DeFi or Arc, or in my case, I promote ArkFi.
Yeah. No, that's to me, that's all that I'm about right now is ArkFi. And as far as I can tell, and as far as I see, it's going to be art for years to come. It's
Mhm,
really,
mhm,
something to be um, honored to be a part of, and I just foresee the vision and all the utility that's coming out and everything. It's just, it's great. Even though it's been December 18th, so it's been over 100, almost 6 months that Ark's been out, and
mhm.
it's just still just the beginning. I mean, it really hasn't even rolled out, not
Yeah,
nearly the utility that's going to be coming out. So it's just fasten your seatbelts, folks.
absolutely.
This is a journey that's just going to be pure amazing in this DeFi space, and I'm just glad to be aboard that that arc, that boat.
Absolutely. I got my arc back there. Can you see it?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, yeah.
That's
What
a
is that?
th-
Like a big eagle, or um,
no. That's like
what's the flying above it there?
those are like the plants, and then that's the earth.
Oh, okay,
Fly,
okay,
flying is piece of the earth. That was done by a Cuban uh, painter, and that was
okay.
like reflecting freedom, being able to leave and fly away from
All right.
repression. But I had that, and when I got into art, one day I looked at it and I go, "Oh my God!" So I know the arc is going to work because that's my freedom,
I love it. That's great.
And
That's
now I
great.
use it and I keep it there all the time, and I look at it every day when I look at what the possibilities with ArkFi.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know,
It's
it gives
fascinating.
it's unbelievable.
It,
But anyway, how can people? First of all, thank you for being on the call, for for your energy, for your love, for your knowledge, for your experience. For the family you're creating, and everything that you do.
well,
You know,
my
I can feel it. And so how can people get a hold of you? What's a simple, if they have any questions, or, maybe they want to buy some real estate.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
I'm licensed in the whole state of Florida, and
uh-huh.
I have affiliates all over the United States, regardless of what part of the United States you're in. If you're moving to the Florida area or moving out of the Florida area, I can certainly help. I have a website that's 850homesforsale.com. You can go to and search properties, check me out, communicate with me. I'm on Telegram, I'm on uh, Facebook, on Twitter. So I'm easily to get a hold of. You can just go into any search engine and type in Shannon Wade Henley or 850 Homes for Sale, and I'll pop up in some way, shape, or form to where you could certainly reach out to me, and or you can certainly find me on the Arc Telegram, which I am there most of the time, and in the community helping others and learning as well. So I look forward to hearing from any of you all. Um, Open to any questions, real estate, DeFi, if I don't have the answer, um, which is good. I like not having the answer because that means I'm learning something. I'll find it. I'll find somebody who knows and bring them together. We'll learn together. So I'm all about learning and educating and growing. So that's my key, my vision.
Uh, awesome. So thank you everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. There was a lot of alpha in that conversation today.
Thank
And
you, Coach. I appreciate my
and
pleasure
you
being here with you. I know your time is very important, and I really appreciate your time and inviting me on your platform and just sharing your space and learning something about me. And so I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you to invite me into your space. So I appreciate it.
okay, okay. All right. Namaste, everybody.